I'm doing a story in auxiliary troopers, and the first time I heard about it, you were patrolling I-95 and came upon some guy who decided to sleep on the side of the road.
I saw this silver Chevrolet broke down on the side of the road. We pulled up behind it, and we discovered a young man sleeping in the back seat. So his shirt was torn, he was not wearing shoes, and he was sleeping on a purse as a pillow, and there was no woman around. We ran the tag through communications, and we found out that it was a wanted car for a carjacking from South Florida. His first problem was he lied to me right off the get-go.
What did he tell you?
Well, we asked him, what's going on here, and he says, well, I ran out of gas, and a trooper dropped by and said he'd go get me some gas and come back. So right off the get-go, he raised my suspicion by saying that troopers don't go get you gas and bring it back. They try to help you get off the highway some other way than that.
Auxiliaries, I wasn't really even familiar with what that meant. Like, are you guys are like part-time? Is that how that works?
We'll let the boss explain it. Could be full-time, could be part-time. It's all voluntary.
But what's it's volunteer, so you guys don't get paid.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're sworn, but you don't get paid? Yeah, because they're saying auxiliary. I'm like, are they armed, unarmed? Are we talking about, like, do they do like a road ranger kind of thing?
The auxiliary was founded in 1957. What we are is a group of volunteers, diverse. We have pilots, doctors, lawyers, construction professionals, insurance agents, all kinds of professions.
Really?
Yes. We have volunteers that donate their time for free to assist the patrol, the highway patrol, in their patrol functions. Right now we're about 229 strong statewide, and we're always looking for more.
I was a school teacher for 35 years up in Pittsburgh. I taught auto mechanics for a living, auto and diesel, so I kind of got with the Daytona crowd, came down every year, and then I hooked up with a local driver down here in NASCAR, and I was his crew chief for a while. And
Which driver?
Greg Sachs. He's from
What's his name?
Greg Sachs. He won Daytona 400 in 1985. He won what used to be called the old Firecracker 400. And I also raced. I owned a racetrack up in Pennsylvania, and I raced for about 10, 15 years myself. So, I always had a side job, So, and I had a couple small companies that I owned. It was, it was interesting.
I'm a civil engineer by education and by profession, and those are very interesting careers and very rewarding. But there's still something, about community. I had been brutally attacked in January 1988. I'd been stabbed in a mugging and beaten. I didn't know anything about self-defense or how to handle those kind of things. And one of the things that I did was to learn through my law enforcement training, because you have to use skill, judgment. You have to be well-balanced, you have to be cool-headed.
Little boys always want to be cops. So it's something I've always wanted to do. I got married at a young age and wasn't able to do that. But when I found out about this, it was perfect. I'm able to join the FHPA, the auxiliary. I'm able to help people. I still work. I work full-time for a construction company. I actually build roads.
Well, I had been in law enforcement for many years in security. I worked at Walt Disney World. I did executive protection and dignitary protection for Walt Disney World. Worked with many of their executives, and also with the U.S. Secret Service and U.S. Marshal Service. I also was a teacher. I taught. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree from Colorado State University.
In education?
In education. It's hard to recruit people and tell them that, you're going to go through the academy, you're going to go in there, and through defensive tactics, you're going to get beat up, and you're going to learn a lot of stuff, and then we're not going to pay you. I'm very blessed with being 75 and still being able to go through defensive tactics and being thrown around and beat up and tased and all the other things that we have to do, the exciting things that we have to do.
There's a difference between you and them. You get paid to do your job, they don't. What
Correct.
do you think of that?
It is a thankless job, and we're all very aware of it. But for them to be able to come out and volunteer their services and come out and help us without thinking about the pay, that speaks volumes.